$113,500. That's the top of the food chain salary for a public adjuster, and that's according to ZipRecruiter. Now, a public adjuster is an insurance claim adjuster who is employed by the policyholder, and their job is to appraise and negotiate an insurance claim. Now, I would never have known about this potential opportunity for many of you folks out there who are over 50 if it wasn't for another YouTuber. Her name is Ibahi Ejerakile. Ibahi is a successful public adjuster, and she reached out to me and she said, "Hey Lou, do you think your audience would want to learn about a career as a public adjuster?" She said many of the folks at her company are over the age of 50. She said many are making six figures and some are making over $250,000 a year. And she also said this. She said this career opportunity, this position, doesn't require years of education. So, of course, I invited her to come on this channel, and I invited her to tell you, to introduce you to this opportunity to make six figures. So you're about to meet Ibahi Ejerakile. What's the difference, though, between a public adjuster and an insurance adjuster?
Yeah, that's the number one thing I have to let people know is that your insurance adjuster works for the insurance company, whereas a public adjuster works for the policy holder. So if someone has a claim, they'll say, "Oh, my adjuster called, my adjuster." That's not your adjuster. They're paid by the insurance company. Their job is to protect the money that the insurance company has. So that's the main difference, is that public adjuster is an advocate. We're better trained, we're licensed to be able to help homeowners or property owners when they have damage to their home. Whereas the insurance adjusters are there to just really help facilitate getting the money out, but their goal is to protect the money that the insurance company has.
One question that I know has got to be on a lot of our viewers' minds is, it sounds good. It sounds like an interesting professional career. What does a public adjuster make?
Yeah, so I would say on the BLS has the average median, let me say the median at $65,000 for claims adjusters. But a public adjuster, because we are able to work and find our own business, we can actually increase. So we're on the top side, whereas within 18 months, of becoming a public adjuster, I was making six figures. And most of the people on our team, they are making between $250 to $300,000 a year, depending on how long they've been in the business. And they do it part-time too. Devin Page, he lives in Maryland. He's a postal service worker. He works 11-hour days. He does Metro a few hours a night. He's making just as much money working full-time at the post office as he does working part-time with Metro.
That seems, I mean, it almost seems too good to be true. How does a public adjuster make their money? Okay, so they can be making six figures or more.
Yeah.
But how do they make the money? Who pays the public adjuster?
Yeah, that's a great question. I tell people, yeah, it sounds too good to be true, but I get a check every week. It's awesome. But so what happens is the claim process, you'll have a payout from the insurance company. So we take our fee from what the insurance company pays out, which makes us partners with the property owner. So so we make sure homeowners get the full extent of what they're owed. So we get our fee from the insurance company payout. There's never any money out of pocket, because I'll have homeowners like, "How do I know you're going to work?" Well, the best thing is it's not going to cost you anything to find out. We're only going to work on a contingency fee basis. If we get you something from your insurance company, let's partner and share the fee that you get.
So how does somebody go about becoming a public adjuster?
Yeah, great. So we're able to start everybody off with no experience, no license needed. But different states do have different requirements. Here in Georgia, you have to take a 40-hour course. That can be done over a 2-week period. In Ohio, you don't even have to take an exam to become a public adjuster. You can just sign the paperwork. They do fingerprints, background check, and then you have a solicitor's license to be able to help someone with public adjusting. So Those are the two extremes between taking no tests, and Georgia is the only state that you have to take a 40-hour course for public adjusting.
We've spoken before this conversation, and one thing that you mentioned is about the age of some of the people that are public adjusters. For a person who is older, do you recommend this type of a career?
So I will say about 90% of the people who work with Metro are on their second or third career. And they're usually over the age, usually close to retirement, probably within 8 years or so
Mhm.
of retirement, because people are looking for alternatives to their job right now. I happen to kind of be blessed to have found it at such a young age. And because so many people do come in their later in life, I know that I'm in a really great career because people see the value of being able to work a few hours and make the beach money, right?
In your opinion,
Mhm.
what is the number one quality, or if you want to give me a couple of qualities, but
Yeah,
qualities that someone should have to be successful in your field?
that's a great. I would say one. I think for me, the number one value for me personally was that I don't like the insurance companies. And most people don't. Most people are just there because like state laws require it. It's ingrained into our system and people
Mm.
don't think about it. And it's really like, not selling because it's really like, whoa, educating somebody is phenomenal. So if you like to be able to talk to people, if you really like learning something new, so that would be the second quality. If you like continuous learning, because there's always changes with policies, they change every single year. State laws change. Those are two things that we always have to stay up on when it comes to educating ourselves. And then I think number three would be that somebody should be ready to kind of give up that job mentality too, right? That just over broke, the jobs that you have, that they pay you just enough not to quit and you do just enough work not to get fired. So somebody who's ready to just run their own show, entrepreneur, real estate investors, contractors, plumbers, roofers, or really even like I said, there's a couple people who worked at the postal service. They just wanted to make a little extra part-time money to put their kids through school, and then they found out, whoa, I'm making more money part-time. What if I did this full-time? How much more could I make? So I would think those qualities of the insurance company, man, we've been beaten up for hundreds of years by them. Two, you really love continuous learning. And three, you're ready to run your own ship. You're ready to jump out, but you don't want to be that full-time business owner like I didn't want to do because my dad ran the business our whole life. And I just didn't like the rigmarole that he went through. But you're not alone in this system. You have a lot of support and help.
Hey, one last question I got for you here. You mentioned that you could make six figures even part time.
Yeah.
Is that is to me, or I guess my question is, and I said it earlier, it sounds like it's too good to be true, but if you can make that kind of money, is that the average person can make that kind of income, or is that the person who's in the top 1%?
No, I don't think it's the top 1% of our business. I think six like hitting $100,000 will probably be like half of our company, because it's a very simple business model. The thing is that we do have to talk to people
Mhm.
one by one to educate them. Once people are educated, they're dragging me through the house to take a look at different things in the home because they had no idea, or people were putting repairs on the back burner, or they were getting ready like my parents, they were looking at how were we going to redo the kitchen before we sell it in 5 to 10 years. So it's if people do put in 5 to 10 hours a week in educating themselves, planting the seed, it's like bamboo. Like at first, okay, you may not be able to see that you've planted the seed. But
Yep.
then it comes to be, 6 months later or so, 4 to 6 months later, that, whoa, this thing is growing so much. My calendar is completely booked. I have no social life in the evening anymore because I'm booked from top to bottom because so many people want to talk to me. So it's actually quite duplicatable to have people make a good income because it is a very lucrative business. The average claim is $8,000 to $12,000, and someone like myself can make $600 to $900 on that. And you can do, on average, our team will do about 10 claims. That would be about 10 claims. So somebody might have like 17 claims for the month, whereas some people have 5. My goal is to always at least get 5 a month. And, they're paying about $900+ and that's on the low end, just to try to not really over set expectations too high, but $600 to $900 is what we advertise someone can make just off of one claim.
For
Yeah.
someone who wants to learn more or who would like to contact you, where would you like them to reach you at?
Yeah, I would say you can either, I could definitely either put my contact info into the description. What we like to have people do is just come to a pre-interview presentation. Learn more about what we do, how we do it, and how we get paid. It's free to attend. It's a group interview just so you can learn more about what we do, how we do it. So I usually set people up with an interview that through my Calendly link, and that's what I can leave in the description for everyone. And then from there, I do a follow-up one-on-one call to see what questions and people have about it. But even if you don't think, hey, this is a good fit for you, just learning about what a public adjuster does could be saving you not only thousands in your premiums, but it could be saving you from having to pull your own money out of pocket to do a much-needed repair in your home.
Well, I got to tell you, I didn't know anything at all about a public adjuster until we first talked. And then I've learned so much today, and I'm really grateful that you took the time to talk with us. Well, listen, I want to thank you for being with us today. Like I said, I learned a lot. And when it comes to that kind of income that you're talking about, 6 figures part-time, hey, man, that is a very attractive career option without a question.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Lou.
Thank you.
Guys.
Cool.